graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We go on for Phillies baseball, 76ers basketball, and Eagles football. That's what we do on here. If you are new to the channel, just some housekeeping things. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button as well, and turn on those notification bell icons too, and that way you'll know when we go live. We are ready for Game 3 of the 162 as the Philadelphia Phillies are looking to sweep the Washington Nationals out in the nation's capital. They play at 1:35 p.m. Eastern time today. For the Philadelphia Phillies, they will have Nola out there on the mound, who's had a lot of success against the Nationals throughout his career. And his opponent will be Mitchell Parker. And we'll talk a little bit more about the lefty in just a little bit. But before we actually do that, I do want to get into the starting lineups for tonight's game, for today's game, because there are some things to note. No Trey Turner, no JT realmuto. JT left yesterday's game with a little bit of some knee soreness, and also Trey Turner was dealing with lower back spasms. So he was a late scratch yesterday, and he is not available to play this afternoon either. So Edmundo Sosa is in the lineup today, and so is Rafael Marchand. Also, Max Kepler is out of the lineup today too. So I just wanted to make sure that we noted all of those things before we go into today's game. So it is 78 degrees outside. Phillies really had a nice win yesterday, and we didn't really get to talk about it because I had to end stream early because I had to go on for the Sixers game. But they played really well yesterday. They looked like they were locked in at the plate. Really, in that sixth inning, they did a lot of their damage. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters yesterday were absolutely destroying the Nationals. Stott, Marsh, and Sosa each had at least 2 hits. They actually went 7 for 12, and they got on base a lot of times. They also scored 6 runs and drove in 6 RBI too. So that was really nice to see yesterday. That was a very good thing that I was really happy about. And so we'll see how they do today. Luzardo did also go 5 innings. He gave up the 2-run homer to Keibert Ruiz, but he did have 11 strikeouts and was absolutely awesome too. But Aaron Nola is going to take the hill today. Nola, last year, had a 14-8 record, along with a 3.57 earned run average, and he went 200 innings, just a little bit under 200, and then he struck out 197 batters and only walked 50. Meanwhile, Mitchell Parker last year, 29 starts for him, a 7-10 record, and he had a 4.29 earned run average, along with 133 strikeouts and 43 walks allowed last year. So I got some highlights that I want to play in regards to last night's game. So just bear with me for 1 second. All right, let's change this up, and let's put this over here. All right. Okay. All right. It was another beautiful afternoon in Washington as the Phillies rolled into town and made a statement at the plate, powering past the Nats in an offensive showdown. Got some highlights here. Starting pitchers were Jesus Luzardo for the Phillies and Jake Irvin for the Nats. Luzardo hoped to make a strong impression in his Phillies debut, and in the first inning, well, I tell you, he looked absolutely sharp. The 3-2 pitch, and there's a called strike 3, and Jesus Luzardo gets out number 1 of the inning. Now it's James Wood, who will step on into the batter's box. 3-2 delivery, swing and a miss. And there is back-to-back strikeouts for Jesus Luzardo. The windup and the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Another strikeout by Jesus Luzardo. However, the Nationals came out swinging in the second inning. Ahmed Rosario got on with an infield single, and when Keibert Ruiz was up to bat, well, it was clear that he was looking to capitalize on a mistake, and that's what he did. Went 2 for 4 in Thursday's game. And the pitch now is swung on and lifted out over towards deep left field, and into the bullpen it goes, and it's a 2-0 lead as Keibert Ruiz picks up right where he left off. It goes 414 feet, and Luzardo throws a mistake, and the Nationals are on the board. As I mentioned before, that was the only hiccup that Luzardo did have. Luzardo was absolutely strong. He threw 95 pitches. His strike-to-ball ratio was so on point yesterday. He had he threw 63 strikes. He struck out 11 batters. Did walk 2. Also gave up 5 hits. But he lasted 5 innings. And the slider and the sweeper were totally his bread and butter yesterday. With the Nationals still ahead, though, in the top of the second, the Phillies did go to work. They were determined to get back into the game, and it didn't take them that long. In the fourth inning, with the game still tied, with the game still at 2-0, Stott was ready to get the Phillies on the board, and he did just that. And the pitch to Stott. Here it is. Fly ball hit out over towards right field, and that's going into the bullpen. It's a home run by Stott. It just got on out of here. Tie game 2-2. It's funny because I said it in the cast yesterday. It just went over that bullpen hill fence, and if it was just a little bit more towards the right side with the way the right field is constructed, it's a higher fence, a way higher fence. So it would have been a double if it was hit. It's just a little bit more over towards the right side. But Stott did tie it up 2-2. The Phillies weren't finished, though. They were able to break the game wide open, which was in the 6th inning. And it all started with a big at-bat by Edmundo Sosa that would give the Phillies the lead. Sims in a jam. And the payoff pitch to Sosa inside for ball 4, and he nods his head no. And he will go over to first base, and the Phillies take the lead. And that's how the Phillies would take a 3-2 lead. And with with 1 out and bases still loaded, Kyle Schwarber was then next to come on up to the plate. And at first, well, Sims got a little bit wild. Here comes Schwarber. He'll step in to the box. First pitch, that goes over the head of the catcher, and another run will score. There's 2 runners in scoring position, and it's now 4-2 Philadelphia. So now there were runners over at second and third. And, well, even though it wasn't a grand slam, Kyle Schwarber just did Kyle Schwarber things. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 4-2 Phils. Runners at second and third. The pitch to Schwarber in the air, hit out to deep right field. It's carrying, it's going back towards the track, and it's gone. Another homer by Kyle Schwarber. The Nationals would respond, at least briefly, in the bottom of the 6th, with the game slipping away. They've actually found some power of their own. Ahmed Rosario, that is, who had been struggling at the plate, even though he had an infield single previously, he was up next, and he wasn't about to let the game get out of hand. And so, Jose Ruiz was his opponent that he faced. That's who was pitching for the Phillies, and he gave up a solo home run. and made it a 7-3 ball game. But after a walk to begin the top of the seventh, the Phillies had 2 on with 1 out, and Brandon Marsh was up to bat, and he was absolutely going to take this pitch for a ride. Casty at second. The pitch to Marsh. In the air. Hit out to right field. It's going back towards the track. And the Phillies have 10 runs. Brandon Marsh says, see you later. And he puts the Phillies in double figures. And so, Phillies were able to actually get 1 more run as we reached the 8th, as we ended up going to the 8th inning. Johan Rojas was actually at the plate. He came on in to pinch hit, and Harper was on base. The Phillies did extend their lead. Just another example of how this team was able to get contributions, and they didn't even have to just rely on the long ball this way. So it was really nice to see them try to put an exclamation point, if you will, on this game. The Nationals just announced 30,446 people were in attendance today, and it is a sellout. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball, hit over towards third base. Rojas will beat it out, and the Phillies add on another run. That RBI infield single by Johan Rojas. As we reached the final inning, Joe Ralston came in to seal the deal for the Phillies, despite the Nationals adding a few late runs, highlighted by Nathaniel Lowe's solo homer in the 8th inning. He actually had a 2-run homer, and an RBI single in the 9th. The Phillies' lead was just too big for them to overcome. And in the final moments of the game, Joe Ross faced Riley Adams to get the final out, and he absolutely was able to deliver. And the Nationals again are down to their final strike. Ross comes set at the letters. And the 1-2 to Adams. Ground ball hit over to shortstop. The throw to second, and that's the ball game. The Phillies are 2-0 to start off 2025. And they win by a final score of 11-6 in the nation's capital. Ring the bell, Philadelphia. So the Phillies would finish with 11 runs on 14 hits. They were able to get 3 homers, and they had a dominant performance from Jesus Luzardo, who earned the win, going 5 innings, striking out 11 batters, and only just allowing 2 earned runs. On the other hand, Chris Poche, well, he took the loss in the first game, and so he took the loss in the second game, too, for the Nationals, struggling in relief with 3 earned runs and just only a third of an inning. That's it, though, for today's recap. Phillies cruise to an 11-6 victory behind strong offensive contributions and very solid pitching from Jesus Luzardo. Thanks so much for tuning on into this little recap here. Again, I want to try to do some more of these as the season does go on. So thought that was a really good way to just sort of set the table here. It's going to be hard to do this right after the game is done because I can't edit my own highlights right there. Even though I can try, but, I want to try to give you guys better coverage, and hopefully that summed up the game pretty much right there. So, all right, let's get into some starting lineups for today. All right, so for the Philadelphia Phillies, who have put up 18 runs over these 2 games, which is absolutely awesome. First and foremost, this starting lineup presentation is brought to you by Pegasus Sports Video. Make sure that you check out their website and their Instagram page in the description down below. It's right over there. I encourage you all to go check them out. So for the Phillies, they have Kyle Schwarber leading things off today. Then it'll be Alec Bohm playing over at third base. Harper's at first. Castellanos playing out in right field. He's batting in the cleanup spot. Bryson Stott is over at second base. And then you got Edmundo Sosa playing over at shortstop, batting sixth. Brandon Marsh playing out in left field. He'll be batting 7th. Johan Rojas hitting 8th and playing out in center field. And then Rafael Marchand is catching behind the plate, and he will be batting 9th. For the Washington Nationals, they got C.J. Abrams playing over at shortstop. He is batting in the leadoff spot. Then it's James Wood out in left field. Luis Garcia Jr. is the second baseman for this afternoon. And then it's Keibert Ruiz, who's catching behind the plate, batting in the cleanup spot. He's gone 4 for 7 in this series so far with a pair of homers and an RBI, 3 RBI. Nathaniel Lowe is over at first base, and he will be batting 6th, or 5th, that is. And then it's Josh Bell DHing today, batting 6th, excuse me. Paul DeJong is batting 7th. He's playing over at third base. Dylan Cruz is out in right field. He's batting 8th. And Jacob Young playing out in center field, batting 9th. Okay, so that was a word full. Let's try to redo that again. So Abrams in the leadoff spot over at shortstop. Wood playing out in left field. He's batting 2nd. Garcia Jr., 3rd over at second base. 4th is catcher Ruiz. And then it's first baseman Lowe, who's batting 5th. Josh Bell's the DH. He's batting 6th. 7th is DeJong over at third base. And the right fielder today is Cruz. He's batting 8th. And Young is playing out in center, and he is batting 9th. So that is your starting lineup today for the Nationals and, of course, for the Philadelphia Phillies as well. All right, so Schwarber will be leading things off against Mitchell Parker, the left-handed pitcher. But Parker, last year, as we talked a little bit before, had a 7-10 record, a 4.29 earned run average, 133 strikeouts as well, and a 1.30 whip. Got to start in 29 games last season for the Washington Nationals. He's 25 years old. He's 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighs 239 pounds, and he's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So hopefully the Phillies, today's keys to the game, folks, I think are just to take better at-bats like they did yesterday. If they could put up really good at-bats like they did in yesterday afternoon's game, I think that we're setting ourselves up for a lot of success. And again, if you tune on into the recap, please let me know how it sounded to you down below. Again, it's extra work, but I really do like it. I think it makes it sound more professional. And I don't really see a lot of people doing that. And so I want us to try to do some more of that this year. I love the recap now. Good. Yeah. Now I understand why somebody said, yeah, JJ, you could use a producer. Yeah, of course. But I got to do it on my own. Mitchell Parker is going to pitch. And he'll be facing Kyle Schwarber. Nationals are still in their City Connect uniforms. They're debuting them throughout this whole entire weekend. And the first pitch to Schwarber in the air, hit out over towards right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And Kyle Schwarber gets on with a leadoff single. First pitch, and he slams it out over to right field. Yesterday, Schwarber did lead off the game. He tried to extend the single into a double on the very first pitch. And he was not going to take his chances here. Jason says, sounded great. Good. What's up, Big Rud? What's going on, guys? Final score predictions. Comment them down below. Here comes Alec Bohm, and he stares at a four-seamer that's wide for a ball. Dodgers are going to be a problem this year, absolutely. So Bohm is in the box. Parker looks back over at first base. And the pitch to Alec. Fly ball hit out over towards right center field. And that's going to be caught and tracked down at the track by Jacob Young. And Schwarber is over at first base. Parker with a four-seamer, a curveball, a splitter, and a slider. Throws his four-seamer almost half the time. That's what he did last year. Batters were actually hitting .252 against his curveball and .233 against his splitter. And now it's Bryce Harper with the white batting gloves up to bat as he rests the bat on his shoulder. And the first pitch is a fastball that was a little bit high, but he fouls it off. Crew chief for this afternoon, it's Carlos Torres over at home plate. Charlie Ramos is the first base umpire. Alfonso Marquez is at second, and Lance Barrett's over at third. Schwarber got on with a single on the first pitch of the ball game, and then Bohm flied out to center. The 0-1 swing and a miss Fastball again was just a little bit high. On deck is Nick Castellanos. Again, no Trey Turner, no JT Realmuto, and no Max Kepler today. 0-2 delivery, and that's even higher than the previous 2 pitches, and Harper does lay that pitch off. The 1-2 pitch to Harper, and he takes a crack at it, but slices it foul, and it does go out of play. That pitch was outside. I don't know if Harper's not seeing the ball well today or what's going on, but he's been swinging at some pitches that have not looked good to hit. It's not too sunny out. What's going on? Final score predictions. 4-1, says Braves champ. 4-1 Phillies. 1-2 pitch to Bryce Harper, and he chops a foul over towards the first base side. Bryce in his career at Nationals Park has 101 homers and 297 RBI. Top of the first, 1 out. 1-2 is the count. Parker looks back at first. Now back to the plate in the 1-2 pitch, and there's a called strike 3, and Harper knew it. It was a slider that was just a little bit before the outside corner, but it was clearly a strike nonetheless. And Harper heads back to the dugout. Now it's Nick Castellanos who will step into the box. Phillies are in their gray tops, their gray bottoms, have their red Phillies text across their chest with the blue stars over both eyes. Also have the IBX patch right above the elbow. First pitch was fouled back by Castellanos. And the 0-1, another foul ball. Oh, that's great. Freshly brewed. Oh, it's so good. There's Rob. Rob Thompson in his sunglasses. Sun is peeking out. I think that there was some shade before, and that's why we didn't really see a lot of sun when they were showing us an aerial view of the ballpark. 0-2. That's high for a ball. 8-4, says Tony. Nice. 1-2 pitch. That is lined out over towards left field. It'll drop in for a base hit. It takes a bounce in front of the left fielder. And Schwarber stops over at second base, and the Phillies have 2 singles in this top of the first. So Bryson Stott is going to come on up to the plate. Castellanos was able to take one right over to left field. It was a hanger. It was right out over the heart and soul of the plate. And Stott is going to come on up. Stott was show bunt at the first pitch, but he takes it back, and it's upstairs for a ball. Parker looks back at second. And now back to the plate. And the 1-0 was a little bit high, but it's a called strike, and Stott does not agree with the call, and rightfully so. Stott in this series, 2 for 7 with a double, a homer, and 2 RBI. He tied the game up yesterday in the 4th inning. 1-1, swing and a miss. Parker with the 1-2 pitch to Stott, and he pops it up over towards the third base side, and no one can get there. It was in no man's land as it hit the track. It was a foul ball. JJ, how do I contact you? Email is listed in the description right down below. It's right actually over here for business inquiries. It's right on the it's right in the live chat. If I don't get to all your comments, I apologize. 1-2 pitch on the way. The Stott swinging a miss. Got a four-seamer on the upper third of the zone, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left, and we go to the bottom of the first. So yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Let's go, baby. And we're going to the bottom of the first. Nationals are coming on up. They have C.J. Abrams batting in the leadoff spot. Then it'll be James Wood comes on up to the plate. Luis Garcia Jr. will follow up James Wood. And then it's Kybert Ruiz, Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Bell, Paul DeJong, Dylan Cruz, and Jacob Young. I'll make sure that I write this down. This is beautiful, this coffee. It's good. If you guys do have anything that you do want to say that I do not read, always super chats, always go to the top for sure. Always go to the top. Let's go. Orioles and Blue Jays just got started, along with the Brewers and the Yankees. They got started too. And the Pirates against the Marlins. Somebody asked in chat, any reason why Nola's pitching today and not yesterday? I think that I don't know. I don't know. But I would assume, and again, don't quote me on this, but I would assume it's because he had a later start in his final spring training outing. I would assume that would be why. Here comes Nola, first pitch. It was painted perfectly at the knees, but it's called a ball. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys enjoy this content. Abrams batting on the left side. And the 1-0 pitch, that was low and a hair outside, according to pitch tracks. Phillies put up 18 runs in the first 2 games against the Nationals and have outscored them 18-9. Mackenzie Gore was awesome in Game 1. He went 6 innings and had 13 strikeouts in 6 innings. But then it was jailbreak, and the Phillies were able to tack on 7 runs and win in extras. The pitch, it's popped up over towards the third base side in foul territory. Bohm gets underneath it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So Abrams was in front of the count 2-0, thought that he got his pitch, and fouled out towards third base. Now Nola will face James Wood, and he takes the first pitch just a little bit low for ball 1. Aaron Nola, 31 years old now. Seems like he made his debut yesterday. 1-0 pitch. That's down for ball 2. Last time he faced the Nationals, he went 5 innings. He gave up 3 earned runs. Also 9 hits, which was a lot. And he did strike out 7 batters. Hadn't allowed a walk, though. 2-0. That's outside for ball 3. It's not really pinning the spots today. Wood in the box. Batting on the left side. Rests the bat on his shoulder. Now brings it back up in the 3-0 pitch, and there's a called strike at the knees. Nola trying to get back into the count. Aaron's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Three-one delivery, and that pitch was a little bit inside, but Wood thought it was good to swing at, and he fouls it off. 3-2 pitch. That's popped up over towards shallow left field. Marsh will call off Rojas as it drifts over towards left center, and he'll make the grab. Nola needs 21 more strikeouts to get to 1,800 career strikeouts with the Phillies. This is also Nola's 269th career start. The pitch. And there's a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch is wide for ball 1. Two outs, space is empty. And the 1-1 delivery is fouled back. Nola right now is 6th on the all-time Phillies franchise leaders in games started. He'll pass Grover Alexander this year, if he stays healthy, assuming. And the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Alexander had 280 games started. And the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. I think that they tried to appeal to see if he went around, and he did. And then the throw over to first was in time. And so Aaron Nola started off a little bit shaky, couldn't really find the zone for a bit, but was able to get a 1-2-3 inning. And so we go to the second with no score. Oh, I forgot to post on socials. Whoops. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, folks, and subscribe to the channel too. And I forgot to put up the whatchamacallit, so I apologize about that. The vertical stream. Again, all supers do go to the chop, or sorry, all supers do go to the top. What's going on, folks? Again, comment your final score predictions down below. I'd appreciate that. Let's get that sweep today. What's up, Eric? Tune in. We are live. No, I forgot to promote this on socials. So yeah, Nola will pass Grover Cleveland this year. And we mentioned that he has 1,700, or sorry, that he has 280 starts. He could also pass Cole this year It would be next year. Cole has 294, and he's 4th on the all-time list. But he could slide up to 3 and get up to 301 and pass Chris Short. It means he would need 32 more to tie him. And then no one's going to pass Robin Roberts or Steve Carlton. That's going to be really hard. Here comes Edmundo Sosa to the plate. 6, 7, and 8 due up in the order for the Phillies. Parker, lefty, versus Sosa, the righty. The pitch. That's outside for a ball. First pitch was taken in there for a strike. Thanks so much, guys. 6-5 Phillies. Final score prediction. Nice. 1-1. Foul ball. Sosa, well, speaking of when Trey was hurt, last year, Sosa batted .275 during the whole Trey Turner IL stint. And the 1-2 is fouled back. He may have swung at ball too. Also had 13 extra base hits, 17 runs produced by himself, and he also scored 22 times. And in those 32 games, Phillies were 21-11. Parker comes set at the letters in the 1-2 pitch, and there's a called strike 3. Good curveball thrown by Mitchell Parker, and Sosa goes down looking. Defensively for the Nationals today, they got Keibert Ruiz catching, Nathaniel Lowe's over at first base. At second base, it's Luis Garcia Jr. The third baseman is Paul DeJong. And then C.J. Abrams is playing over at shortstop. Get to the outfielders in just a little bit from left to right. But here comes Marsh to the plate, and he takes the pitch way up high for a ball. James Woods out in left field. Jacob Young's in center, and Dylan Cruz playing out in right field. One a pitch, and that's up high for ball 2. This is 12-2. 2-0. That was high, but it's called a strike. We need 18 more subscribers, man, till we get to 5,100. If you are just tuning on into the channel for the very first time, I would really appreciate that. Just hit that subscribe button. Again, all supers do go to the top. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch upstairs for ball 3. Should have been a walk. You know, this is year 17 for Andrew McCutchen. And he just hit a home run. 3-1 pitch. And it's a foul ball. I remember when he came up with Neil Walker. And they were like 2 of the top prospects. And I remember they had Xavier Nady and Nate McLouth in the outfield. And I was like, well, why would they give them up? And then this guy came up out of the system. And, well, I'd say he's had a pretty good career. 3-2 is fouled off. Won an MVP. A lot of all-star appearances. 3-2 pitch. And that is outside, according to the umpire. It hit the outside corner, but Marsh gets on with a walk. So I guess that he gets a little bit of, I don't want to say karma, but should have walked earlier. So it kind of evened out, if you will. Rojas the pitch. Line drive, base hit into the right field side. And Marsh does stop over at second base. That went in between first and second base, and Rojas hit sharply. It was a fastball right down the middle. They took advantage of it, and the Phillies have 2 runners on base for the second time today. And Rafael Marchand is coming up to the plate. Whoops. Forgot to turn this back up. Marchand hitting on the right side. And the first pitch that he sees is low for ball 1. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. One up pitch to Marchand, swing and a miss. Rays have a 2-0 lead. They're playing the Rockies. Dodgers and Tigers are off today. 1-1. Ground ball hit over towards third base. The throw to second. There's one. The throw to first. And there's a double play to end the inning. So Marchand goes around the horn. And we head to the bottom of the second. That's the second inning in a row where the Phillies had 2 base runners on and could not get anybody home. Okay. I'm going to take a very quick step off. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Folks, don't forget to hit the like button and to hit the subscribe button as well. It really does a lot for us if we want to try to extend the audience and get more people to tune on in. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm. And I want us to get more baseball fans on here. I'm going to be doing some Sunday Night Baseball tonight. I'm going to do that every week. I'm really trying to grow not just a Phillies fan base, but also more of a national baseball fan base too. Bottom of the second. Nobody on, nobody out, and here comes Keibert Ruiz, and he stares at strike one. It's a knuckle curve thrown by Nola. Oh, 1. It's inside. The pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards right field. Castellanos will call off Rojas, and Casti will make the catch, and Casti hugs Johan. And Ruiz flies out over to right. One out, bottom of the second. And Nathaniel Lowe is up to bat in the pitch, and that's sticking on the outside corner at the kneecaps for strike one. Folks, let me ask you this. Will Aaron Nola finish in the top 5 of the Cy Young Award this year? DeJong? It's not DeJong, Ruiz. One ball, one strike. In the pitch, and there's a foul ball. Will Aaron Nola finish in the top 5 of the Cy Young Award race this year? One-two pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And there is another strikeout by Aaron Nola, as he gets now 2 strikeouts today. And whoever just subscribed, I really appreciate that. We need 16 more now to get us to 5,100. Keep those likes coming. Oh, we keep hitting the ball to third. Oh, I gotcha. I thought you meant stop pitching to Ruiz because he was up to bat. One ball, no strikes to Josh Bell. 2 gone, bottom of the second. Nobody out, and the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Judge just became the first Yankee in franchise history to hit 4 home runs in the first 3 games of the season. 1-1. There's a called strike. Don't tell me he just hit another one. He did. Aaron Judge is just an absolute monster. One, two. That's inside for ball 2. I think you got to give him the Barry Bonds treatment right now. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nola kicks and deals the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And so, 3 strikeouts for Nola in 2 innings. And we head to the third. Okay. Again, folks, will Aaron Nola finish in the top 5 of the NL Cy Young race? Who's in your top 5 is my next question. Because my top 5 this year are as follows. Zach Wheeler. I will go with Chris Sale again. I will go with Paul Skeens. I'll take Aaron Nola. I don't know if Schroeder's going to have a good year. He could. But I think Aaron Nola will be up there. Even over Ronaldo Lopez. Over Yamamoto. And Sasaki. Maybe not over Glasnow. If Tyler Glasnow stays healthy, he's really good too. Green is also good, but I don't know. It's tough. Freddie Peralta's good. I think he'll finish over Freddie too. I do. I think that he low-key has a chance to do a lot of damage this year in the National League. Strider's not going to win it because he's not healthy. And Ohtani's not going to win it because they don't know when he's going to pitch yet. Kyle Schwarber is going to come back up to the plate for the second time. Phillies have all batted. Pitch to Schwarber. High for ball one. The 1-0 popped up, hit out over towards the third base side in foul territory, and DeJong will make the catch right by the rail. I don't know if he was going to have enough room or not, and he did. And well, Larry did say stop hitting it over towards that side. He's been able to make plays. I don't think Glasnow is going to stay healthy. Blake Snell could. Blake Snell could definitely, I could see that. 1-0 pitch to Bohm, and he hits this one high over towards the third base side, and it's going to go out of play. One looks like it's blowing in just a little bit. One ball, one strike. The pitch, strike two. It's on the outside edge. One-two delivery to Bohm. Fly ball hit out over towards center field. It's carrying, but it's going over towards the track, and Young is there to track it down. Catches it right by his chest. And there's out number two. He had to go back a little bit, but he was able to make the grab. Now it's Harper who will get a second crack at it. And he lines this one past the glove of the second baseman into right field. And Harper gets on for the first time today. It's a two-out single. Third inning in a row where the Phillies have had a base runner. They've had actually two base runners in the first two innings. Bohm did have a good swing, and maybe the wind did knock it down a little bit because the wind is blowing in. Now it's Castellanos up to bat. First pitch, they try to appeal, no swing. Parker with 42 pitches and 2 2/3. 1-0 delivery, down. Two-0 pitch, and they say that he went around. I think. Did they? Pitch was inside, and it was sort of like a quarter of a swing. Nope, they call it a ball. It's 3 balls, no strikes. The 3-0 pitch is down and in for ball 4. It was weird because the umpire sort of did like a signal over towards Castellanos, but wasn't called a strike. Memberships, they're $2.99 a month. That's the link right over on Stream Elements, what they just posted right now. If you guys want to become members, please think about paying the $2.99 if you guys want to. 2 runners on for the third inning in a row. And Stott is up to bat. And the first pitch is in the dirt. Tell you this, Nick Castellanos is seeing the ball really well to start off the season, and he's been taking walks. Another man on second, another inning where we have men on first and second. Smile. 1-0 pitch. There's a called strike. And also, just a reminder, folks, no spoilers in the chat. Not saying anybody has, but I'm just making a note. 1-1 pitch to Stotts outside. Throw over the second base to try to get Harper as he went back to the bag. It's not in time. He's actually had a pretty good throw there. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Let's get chat to wake up. Come on. Charge! 2-1 offering, and Stott went around. The pitch was outside and low was a slider, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. All supers go to the top. Parker stares back at second. And now back to the plate, and the 2-2 is way up high for ball 3. We got a $2 super chat from Jason. What's going on? Harper single. Thanks so much, Jason. Appreciate you. Sosa waits on deck. The pitch of the game, here it is. The pitch, ground ball hit over to second base, and the inning is over as the throw to first is in plenty of time. And so the Phillies, for the 3rd inning in a row, strand runners over at first and second base. And we've played 2.5 and head to the bottom of the 3rd. They're putting up better at-bats over these last 2 games, though. Just wish that Stott didn't swing at ball 4. But he did. All right, so folks, you know, I don't really drink a lot of it on stream unless I did like a morning stream like during the Tokyo series, but we got coffee with us today. So I want to know, are you a black coffee drinker? Do you put cream and sugar in your coffee? How do you guys like your coffee? Do you take it iced? Let me know down below. There's a method to my madness. That was good. What kind of coffee? How do we take our coffee? Anybody? What's up, Doors? How are you doing, my friend? It's over on the vertical stream. Angelina Pasquale, what's going on? Angie? What's up, Angie? Thanks for tuning on in. Wow. Thanks so much for stopping by, Angie. The pitch, and there's a called strike. Lots of cream and sugar. Just cream, ice in the summer. Okay. Cream and Splenda. What's Splenda? I'm a hot coffee drinker. Basically dessert. Love my sugar and flavored creamer. On ball, 1 strike, and the pitch to DeJong, to DeYoung, as Larry said, is swung on and missed. It is DeYoung. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to DeYoung. And the 2-2 delivery, foul ball. Black is coffee. French vanilla creamer. I like French vanilla. Wawa French vanilla is good. I like pumpkin spice when it is the season. 2-2. That's down and in for ball 3. Nola had the most strikeouts last year with his knuckle curve, and it was by far. Nola had 95. Austin Gomber was second. Guess how many he had? 55. 3-2, and there's a foul ball. Just put creamer in mine. Sometimes I like it black. Sometimes I like it with creamer. Every once in a while I'll put sugar in it. 3-2. Line drive, base hit out over towards left field. Marsh plays it on the ground, gets a glove on it. And DeYoung gets on with a single. No, stevia. What's stevia? Fallen cream and sugar of a milkshake, says Travis. The pitch. There's a called strike. See, there was a method to my madness because now it sparks a conversation with y'all. And that was my method to my madness. I open up a can of worms and now y'all are talking. 0-1, swing and a miss. Do you guys put Ovaltine in your coffee? No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts by Nola. Rack them up. Rack up those chairs and those Ks. Stevia is good as it's a leaf. Coffee ice cream is underrated. I can't just have coffee ice cream though by itself. It has to be like mixed in with something else. I'm that type of a guy. One out, bottom of the third. Nola will get set again at the letters in the pitch. And that's bunted over towards the first base side. Harper does have it. And he tags out Young. Stevia is a sugar substitute designed. Okay. Gotcha. Keep it PG. 2 gone here in the bottom of the third. Two outs, bottom of the third. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 1-0 pitch. That's inside for ball 2. There's Dave Martinez, now in his 8th season as Nationals manager. Won a World Series with them back in 2019. 2 outs, so runner on over at second. The Young is at second. And the pitch, there's a called strike. It was not a good bunt laid down by Young, by the way. Two one, foul ball. Nola with 42 pitches. There's no score so far between the Phillies and the Nationals. It's been pretty quiet. The 2-2 pitch on the inside corner, called strike 3. And Nola goes 3 innings so far and gets himself 5 strikeouts. And the inning is over. Another one. Go to the 4th. $15 more subs, so we get to 5,100. What's up, Hunter? Guy I work with puts butter in his coffee. That's a thing. Oh, whatever floats your boat. You guys do connections and the New York Times puzzles? Because I feel like there could be a connection. They could actually do that where it's like you got float and then boat. I don't know. They could make that as a connection. Yesterday's it was a panagram. Well, isn't that how you say that? As one of the connections. No balls, 1 strike. And the 0-1 pitch fouled off. I totally forgot what a panagram was. Oh, it wasn't a panagram. It was what's it called? The ball is 2 strikes, and the pitch, ground ball hit over towards the third base side. And Sosa will get aboard with an infield single without a throw. He hit a bouncer over towards third that actually ended up turning into a little roller, and it was barehanded by DeYoung. There's an infield single by Sosa. That's how we start off the 4th. What's the words that are spelled the same as they are backwards? A palindrome. That's what it was. That was the connection for yesterday. One of the connections. A palindrome. No balls, one strike. And Marsh is up to bat. And the pitch is a slider that's in there for strike 2. Rojas' odds to get a hit, according to Bet365, are at plus 275. 0-2, and a foul ball. Runner on at first, 0-2 pitch, and Marsh gets fooled on a slider that's low and away. And chases after it. And that is the third strikeout by Mitchell Parker today. Now Rojas comes up. He shows bunt at the first pitch, and he just bunts it foul. It was low, and he tried to knock it down. And it wasn't really, I didn't think it was a bad attempt. Just wish that they would have worked on it during spring training. And they really did not. Oh, 1 pitch to Rojas. It's in the dirt. It's going to get away from Ruiz. And going over to second base will be Edmundo Sosa as he's in scoring position. So, the fourth inning in a row where the Phillies have had a runner over at second base. And this time, hopefully, they can try to get him home. Nola today, 3 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 43 total pitches. 1-1, the ground ball hit over towards second base. This will get the runner over to third, but the throw over to first is in plenty of time, and there is out number 2. Sosa does stay put at third base, or does go over to third, I should say. And Rafael Marchand is up. Phillies have 5 hits today. Nationals only have 1 hit. First pitch to Rafael Marchand. There's a fly ball hit out over towards left field, and that's going to be caught. As running in over towards home plate was James Wood. It was hung out there for a little bit. And so the inning is over. Marchand hit it hard, just right at James Wood. And the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score out in D.C. All right, it's time now for On This Day in Phillies History, presented, of course, by Pegasus Sports Video. All right, and speaking of great moments in Phillies history, Pegasus Sports Video is making history of its own. They capture the biggest plays in youth and high school sports all over the East Coast. Founded by my good friend, Tom Whalen, they provide top-tier game coverage and highlights so every moment lives on. If you want your team in the spotlight, visit the Instagram and website links that are listed in the description down below. Pegasus Sports Video logo is on the upper right of your screen. That's what it looks like. Reach out to Tom and to Pegasus Sports Video today, and make sure that you tell him that I said hi. All right, on this day in Phillies history. In 1996, today is March 30th. So on this day, the Phillies postponed the next day's home opener versus the Rockies due to an adverse weather forecast. How about this? 7 years ago, today was when the Phillies used 9 pitchers in an 11-inning win over the Atlanta Braves. They used 6 in an opening day loss the day before, making them the first team to use 15 pitchers in their first 2 games of that season, or just ever. Sorry about that. There's the president's race, the old classic president's race where they get the president mascots There's Teddy Roosevelt. There's Abe. Who's going to win, though? I think Teddy did win. Is that Teddy who won? One of them banged right on into the wall. Oh, no. He went down. He went down. So he was rounding that right field corner. He went straight on into the wall and went right on his back. Again, all supers do go to the top. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. Bottom of the fourth, the pitch. And there's a called strike. Two, 3, and 4 due up in this inning. It's Wood who's up to bat first. Nola, not wasting any time, throws the 0-1 wide and high. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees have a 5-1 lead against the Milwaukee Brewers. 1-1 pitch here to James Wood is dribbled foul. Jazz Chisholm Jr. just went yard. Phillies so far today 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. 1-2, check swing. Did he go? They say no. Two-two pitch, and there's a called strike 3, and Nola racks up another K. Make it now 6 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. Perfect pitch. 92 on the inside corner, went with a fastball, and again, the way that he's able to just locate his pitches. It's not even just throwing the knuckle curve. It's just getting hitters off balance. It really does work for him. The pitch, ground ball over towards the right side. Stott will gobble it up and gather it and throw it on over to first base. And there's out number 2. Pitch to Ruiz. Takes it for a strike. Hitting over on the left side. Flied out in his last at-bat. 0-1 is inside for ball 1. Two outs. Nobody on, and the 1-1 pitch. Inside and low for ball 2. The Yankees have hit 12 homers over their last 11 innings, according to Jeff Passan. The pitch, and that's going to hit Ruiz. Phillies were thinking about challenging it, and they decided not to. I really got him right on the big toe. The back big toe. Well, Nola still hasn't walked anybody. The pitch to Nathaniel Lowe. And it's down low. 13 more subs, so we get to 5,100. 1-0 pitch. That's inside for ball 2. It was a cutter at 86 miles per hour. Did you know that Nationals Park has a capacity of 41,546? Pitch. And there's a called strike. For some reason, I thought that it was a little bit lower than that. I was thinking it was like maybe 30,000, but 41. It's pretty good. 2-1, foul ball. CBP is, they hold 42,901 people. And Dodger Stadium holds 56,000. Which is insane. And the ballpark, like when you look at the aerial view of it, it doesn't really look as big. Because there's not like a second or a third deck when you look in the outfield. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Line drive, base hit out over the right field. Castellanos will play it on a hop. And the throw was made over to second base. And for the first time today, the Nationals have 2 base runners. That's their first hit since the 3rd inning. Really just meant to say that that was their second hit today. Brad, thanks so much for subscribing. Appreciate that. That's a lot of capacity that will never get filled. Yeah. The pitch to Bell, and that's a fly ball hit out over towards center field. That's going back towards the track, and the fan, I think, caught it right over the fence, but it's ruled as a home run. And so it's 3-0 Washington. As Josh Bell goes yard. It's a pretty high fence out in right center field. But it is 3-0 Washington. For now. So it is 3-0. That is a 3-run homer allowed by Aaron Nola. And the pitch to DeYoung is low for a ball. 1-0 pitch. Line drive, base hit out over towards left field. It was down the third base line. And Marsh gets over to it in the corner, and DeYoung has an extra base hit. And the Nationals are waking up. Surprised that Bohm wasn't playing more towards that line. It was way off the line. DeYoung tends to pull it down there a little bit more, so I was really wondering why Bobby had him off the line. Again, it's really hard to see defensive alignment, so I'm not saying that he would have had it because it was hit pretty hard, but I'm just curious as to why he wasn't playing more towards that third base line. So it was no score, and it was smooth sailing for Nola up until this 4th inning. And it was all with 2 outs. Pitch to Cruz, and there's a strike. It's a sinker at 90. We need 13 more subs for us to get to 5,100. It's a pretty high wall out in right center field, so you are allowed to lean on over, and it would have been a home run. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. And the inning is finally over. So Nola does get out of the inning, but he allows a 3-run homer to Josh Bell. Yeah, that was ready to hit the fence. It wasn't like he leaned over to like reach over the fence like a long ways. It was just a little, just put it barely over the fence. It's a very small fence out there, but it would have been a home run anyways. So the inning is over and we head to the 5th. Still 3-0 Washington. This isn't a part of 7th inning trivia, but guess which team had the most homers in their first 3 games to start off the season? Give me a team. That's got to use that bullpen eventually, says Larry. Yeah. They're not done. Steinbrenner Field just seats 11,026. For spring training, that's pretty good. Which team has the most homers in the first 3 games of a season? The Yankees. Nope. You mean ever? I mean to start off their first 3 games of a season. The A's. In one season. The pitch, and that's taken for a strike. Mitchell Parker still pitching, and he'll face Kyle Schwarber. 0-1 pitch, and that's down for a ball. Phillies? The most home runs, and this is according to Sarah Langs, in the first 3 games of a season. The 2006 Detroit Tigers had 15, which is still the most. The 1-1 to Schwarber, and there's a fly ball hit out over towards right field. It's a foul ball, but it's a long foul ball that actually hit the second deck sign. The 2006 Tigers have the most. They have 15. The Yankees this year at 14. And the 2019 Dodgers had 13 to start off their first 3 games. 1-2 is high. It's a slider. And a little bit outside. Two-two pitch, and there's a high fly ball hit out to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball. That's an even longer foul ball. That went into the third deck. Brian, thanks so much for the $5 super chat, man. We'll get to your comment in just a few seconds. The pitch to Schwarber. Line drive, and it's played on a bounce by the shortstop up the middle. Throw over to first is in time. They played him perfectly there. C.J. Abrams was right there. That's what you call good defensive alignment and knowing the scouting report. He had to shuffle his feet and throw it sidearm on the run over to first base. Gore, Parker, and Irving look like Nolan Ryan and Randy Johnson. Irving? Phillies did good against him. Bohm will pop up the first pitch, hit out over towards right field, and almost colliding was Cruz and the center fielder, Young, but Cruz did catch it, and there's 2 up, 2 down. I could only imagine when we face good pitching. We've put up 18 runs. I mean, I know that a lot of it has come against their bullpen, but I'm really not that worried yet. The pitch to Harper, line drive, foul ball. It's only game 3 of 162. Yeah, it is. But we still got to bank on a bad Nats bullpen. Oh, on the Bryce. High and away for a ball. Irvin didn't really pitch so good against us yesterday, so I wouldn't put him in that conversation. Gore, though, was an ace against us. 1-1 pitch to Harper, and that's high for ball 2. It did go further. 2 balls, 1 strike to Bryce Harper, who singled in the 3rd. 2-1 pitch to Bryce, and he pops it up out over towards left field. And Wood gets under it, catches the can of corn, and the top of the 5th is over. Bottom of the 5th coming on up. Young, Abrams, and Wood will be up to bat. How many people do we have tuning on in? We got 147 people on here. Hit that like button, man, and hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Harrison, what's going on, man? Phillies need to get runs in the 5th. Yep, well, unfortunately they did not. You're going to the game on Sunday. That's really cool. Reminds me, I gotta do something after this game is done. How many of y'all, give me a thumbs up if you're going to go to a game this year. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. It's only game 2. We got a lot. Well, what a pessimistic comment that is. It's only game 2. We got a lot of we got a lot of disappointing offensive performances to go. That's the spirit, Larry. My gosh. Y'all are funny. It's true. I guess that's one way to look at it. Ugh. Watching Blue Chips after this. Dude, I got a game to do tonight. Harrison says yes. David says yes. The group says yes. King Hobo says he's going. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to a game this year. Not just a Phillies game, but just any baseball game. I mean, he's right. I mean, it's one way to look at it. I don't like to look at it that way, but you can. The group is here. What's up, the group? Micah says, I'm a Yankees fan, but my girlfriend's a Phillies fan. Ooh, that's cool. One ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 5th. I wondered how that worked during the World Series when the Yankees played against the Phillies in 2009. Pitch, ground ball hit over towards third base. Bohm picks it up, throws it on over the first, and it's in time. Shane says, I'm going. Nice. Good to know. Nola, 4 1/3, 7 strikeouts. Just the 3-run homer that he allowed to Josh Bell. That was back in the 4th. And the pitch is down for a ball. You think that Rob should have pulled Nola after the home run? The pitch, and there's another foul ball. I'm happy that y'all are back. I am. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. The group says, yeah. Just a 3-run homer. I know, that was I mean, it was just the 3-run homer. Maybe not. It was just, really the only hiccup that he had was really in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch, and there's a ground ball hit out over towards first base. There's out number 2. Absolutely not. Let him pitch, says Eric. And Broken Bell Network says, no, not at all. Brian says, yes, 4th inning Nola is disastrous. Thought it was 6th inning Nola. What's up, the group? The pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Members, where are my members at? Comment all the emojis down below, because I want us to get more and more members. Show off your freakish behavior. 1-0 pitch. And that's down and away for ball 2. Comment them down below. Two balls, no strikes to James Wood. And the pitch, and there's another called strike. Memberships are $2.99 a month. The link, I'm going to post it right now. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. $12 more subs till we get to 5,100. Let's continue to like and subscribe, folks. Two foul ball. We should have put Nola in right field. We should have put Nola in right field and Castellanos in the pitch, says Larry. That sounds like a very good solution. Try it out at MLB The Show and let us know how it works. 2-2. And that is on the inside corner for a called strike 3. And so the inning is over. And we head to the top of the 6th. Phillies are still down 3-0 against the Nationals. Who just struck out there? We got 142 people tuning on in. Larry, one day in garbage time. So now 8 strikeouts for Nola. Let's see how those K's rack them up. Memberships. They're $2.99 a month. My members, if you are a member, comment all the emotes down below. so that way other people can see what the memberships look like. It's really cool. It's only $2.99. No spoilers in the chat, please, says D, jokingly. But in all seriousness, no spoilers in the chat. David with the K's. There we go. That's the spirit. All right, 3-0. How do we get here, JJ? Well, Aaron Nola has gone 5 innings. He's allowed 3 earned runs, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts. So it was really in just the 4th inning when he had 2 outs and nobody on. That's when the damage came. He hit Ruiz on the back big toe, and then Lowe got on with a single, and then Bell hit a 3-run homer out over towards right center that just went on out of there. And then he was able to get out of the inning after allowing the double to DeYoung. Phillies, though, have left a lot of men on base. Now Castellanos is up and the pitch is down for a ball. Casty has actually had a good day. He's singled and walked. 1-0 pitch to Castellanos, and he pops one out over towards right field. It's carrying a little bit, though, and it's over at the warning track. And Cruz will make the catch. I didn't think that it was going to go that deep. Thank you all so much for being here. We need 12 more subs for us to get to 5,100. Mods, y'all been sleeping on the wheel today. Y'all been sleeping on the wheel. Make sure that you tell everybody to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. The pitch. And there's a called strike. This game might be falling asleep, but I need y'all to be up too. The pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes to Bryson Stott. The 0-2 pitch, a foul ball. Let's go. Charge! Jose Ferrer is getting warmed up to pitch. 0-2 delivery to Stott. Another pop-up hit out over towards shallow left field. Wood calls everyone off and will make the grab. And there's out number 2. Phillies have not gotten a hit since Edmundo Sosa had the infield single back in the 4th. That was to start off the 4th. The pitch to Sosa, foul ball. Got a fastball right down the middle. The pitch swung on and missed. Parker decided to go with a splitter. He hasn't really gone to that pitch a lot today. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 gone with nobody on base. Pitch to Sosa, and he stays alive as he taps it foul. The Phillies have had a plus 151 run differential over their last 55 games against the Nationals. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball that was in the dirt. And Sosa strikes out for the 2nd time today. And Parker gets a standing ovation from National Stands. We go to the bottom of the 6th. All right, I'm going to take a very quick step off. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hit that like button while we are in this break and subscribe to the channel as well. Be right back. Nola will start off the bottom of the 6th here on the mound, facing Garcia Jr. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies play in their home opener tomorrow. We'll be covering that. Game is at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I think it's 3:05 to be exact. Pitch inside for ball 2. Bottom of the 6th, 3-0 Washington. And the 2-1 delivery is strike 2 at the knees. Larry, unless you're the Nationals bullpen, then we can fall behind all we want. 2-2. There's a foul ball. Three seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 2-2 from Nola, way inside and downstairs. Kybert Ruiz waits on deck. And the payoff pitch from Nola, it's tapped foul towards the first base side. Actually hit the rail of the Nationals dugout. Then went over towards the first base coach, Coach Parra. Three balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Another foul ball. Goes out of play. Dylan Cruz, by the way, for the Nationals, has now struck out in 7 straight at-bats. I don't know if anybody else knew that. 3-2, and there's a fly ball hit out over towards center field. Rojas goes back over towards the track, catches it right by his shoulder, and makes the grab. 1 away. One out. The pitch. That's outside for a ball. One 0. Line drive. Base hit out over to right field. And Castellanos will play it on the bounce. And Ruiz gets another hit against the Phillies. That's his first one, though, today. This will probably be Nola's last inning. The pitch. And another called ball. Daniel Lowe's been hitting pretty well against the Phillies, too. 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2. Yesterday really felt like spring. It's been a snoozer so far for the Phillies. 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike on the outside edge. 12 more subs, so we get to 5,100. Two balls, 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a sinker that was a little bit high. How's everybody's fantasy teams? For those of you that joined our fantasy league, how's everybody doing today? Jane's not here. I'm sure she's not happy about the Nola home run that he just gave up. Eight seconds left on the pitch clock. 2-2 delivery. Foul ball. Don't ask how I'm doing. Two. That's high and outside for ball 3. Not paying attention. I shouldn't have done fantasy. Three-two pitch, and there's a fly ball hit out over towards center field. It's carrying. It's going back over towards the track, and that one is gone from Lowe. Right in his wheelhouse. And Aaron Nola gives up his second home run today. And Lowe hits one 421 feet. And the Nationals extend their lead 5-0. Well, that's a left-handed slugger like Lowe. Give one right at the knees over the center of the plate. He'll find a way to crush it. And that's going to be it for Aaron Nola. And the Phillies will make a pitch and change. So Nola allows 5 runs in 5 1/3, and his day is done. Question is now who's going to come on in. Phillies are waiting for the 9th to wake up. Shouldn't have done fantasy. Yeah, well, it's nice because you know what? I wanted people to participate. I know that people like want to be competitive with it. I get it. But I still think it's a nice thing to just participate in. It gets other people involved. It's more interactive, and you learn from it. I'm personally happy that you did join, Larry. I am. Phillies are waiting for the 9th to wake up. Did I actually end up getting somebody? I didn't check. I did. And I forgot to play him. I think I'm doing okay on my fantasy team. I still have much to learn. Yeah. I'm happy that y'all did it. I am. I've only scored like 7 points from Thursdays and still winning. Okay, you don't have to shove it. Okay, I hear you. You don't have to brag about it. You're crushing me, I get it. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is in the dirt for a ball. Yeah, but I didn't start him because I forgot and I was doing my pregame show. One ball, 2 strikes. And the next pitch, swing and a miss. And Jose Ruiz, who pitched yesterday, strikes out Josh Bell. Ugh. Two away here in the bottom of the 6th. Somebody dropped Mookie and Jordan. DeYoung is up to bat. And he fouls off the pitch. How many likes do we have? Did we get to at least 100? We're not even at 100 yet. Come on. Come on, man. I need y'all to hit that like button. No balls, 2 strikes. Come on, mods. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Line drive, base hit out over towards left field, and it's going to go all the way over towards the wall. DeYoung will get on over to second base. DeYoung, Lowe, and Ruiz have been the guys doing the damage against Philadelphia. Can we get to 200 likes? Let's go. The pitch, and there's a called strike just on the outside edge. So Nola gave up 5 runs today in 5 1/3. Next pitch, and now it's a 1-1 count. Pitch to Cruz, swing and a miss. The 7 strikeouts in his last 7 consecutive plate appearances is tied for third most by a Washington Nationals player since 2005. And the 1-2 pitch, another strikeout, and that's now 8 times that Cruz has struck out. He has struck out in each of his last 8 plate appearances, and Ruiz gets out of the inning. And we head to the top of the 7th. The Nationals do more damage, though, against Philadelphia. They lead at 5-0. Let's go. 90 likes. Keep them coming. Can we get to 200? I think we can. I think we can easily get to 200. Phillies could help us, though. All supers do go over to the top. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores. Let's actually look at the March Madness scores right now first. Tennessee, the Volunteers, have only put up 15 points against Houston at halftime. It's 34-15. Houston has the lead. Michigan State plays Auburn at 5:05. And then for the women's side of things, in the Elite Eight, LSU just got started. They've actually only put up 2 points against UCLA in the first quarter. There's 5:05 left to go. Flau'jae Johnson just made a nice layup. South Carolina did beat Duke today, 54-50. So Dawn Staley has to be very happy with her ball club. And so USC will play UConn tomorrow, and TCU plays Texas tomorrow night. Here comes Marsh to the plate, and the pitch is inside for a ball. Major League Baseball, it's 5-3 Yankees, bottom of the 6th with runners on at first and second. And Volpe is up. Give me some points, Volpe. The pitch, and that's taken downstairs for ball 2. Parker's still pitching. Ferrer, he was warming up in the last inning and then sat back down, and now he's back up again. 2-0, way up high for ball 3. And Parker is way behind in this at-bat. Rays have a 5-2 lead against the Rockies in the bottom of the 6th. And the Jays are up 2-1 against the O's in the top of the 6th. 3-0 pitch. There's another called strike. One pitch to Marsh, and it was just on the inside corner. Marsh was ready to walk on over to first base, and home plate umpire said, nope, stay right here. And he'll call for time. White Sox and Halos are tied 2-2. Cardinals have an 8-1 lead as they go to the 4th against the Twins. Payoff pitch to Marsh, and he fouls it off. It may have been ball 4. It was inside. But it was a defensive swing. Rangers have a 1-0 lead against the Rockies in the top of the 4th. And the Pirates are up 2-1 against the Miami Marlins in the top of the 7th. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball. Hit over under the glove of Abrams into center field for a base hit. And Marsh does get aboard. Abrams just mistimed it a little bit. It was right behind second base. It went under his glove, and then it went right on by Garcia. And so it found a little bit of a gap. Not by much, but Marsh does get on with a single. And the Phillies will take that. Abrams tried to dive, and then right behind him to try to back it up was Garcia. And now it's Rojas coming up. The pitch to Johan. Fly ball hit out over towards left field. Wood tracks it down and will make the catch. Got a fastball right down the middle. Rojas thought that maybe he could get a hold of it, and he did not. Giants are up 4-3 against Cincinnati. They're in the top of the 8th. And the Guardians have a 1-0 lead out in Kansas City. Pitch to Marchand, and that's down for a ball. Let's go, baby. Charge! Parker, with 92 pitches, will deliver from the stretch. And the 1-0, line drive, base hit into center field. It takes about 3 bounces in front of Young. And Marsh stops at second base. And the Phillies, they have something cooking here. And now they're finally trying to get on the board. And Dave Martinez is going to pull the plug. And that's going to be it for Mitchell Parker. Let's go. Now's the time to attack. And Schwarber's coming up. Okay. First pitch swinging by Rojas. Yeah, it was his pitch. It was right down the middle. I can't blame him for swinging at that. It was just not. He just mistimed it. But I also understand you're down by 5 runs. Work up the pitch count. I get that mindset, but he thought it was his pitch. Now's the time to capitalize. Parker is still responsible for the runners on over at first and second. And while we're in this timeout, folks, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. We have 133 people tuning on in. And did we reach the century mark yet? We're at 95. Let's get to 200. Let's go. Need a Schwarber homer here. That'd be nice. Braver man than me. The pitch count. That's what it's all about. It's the hokey pokey now. Jose Ferrer is going to pitch. Last season he went 31 games. He had a 1-0 record, a 3.38 ERA. Another guy that I got to see for the Blue Rocks along with Mitchell Parker. It's cool that they're now in the big leagues. You know? It's sick. He'll have to face Schwarber here. And the first pitch to Kyle. Got a slider right down the middle, but he took it all the way for strike 1. Big spot here for Schwarber. On the very first pitch of the game, he singled. That was his only hit. Marsh is on at second. We got a runner on over at first 2. The 0-1 is inside for ball 1. It's Marchand who's over at first. Seven hits, no runs for the Phillies. The 1-1 delivery, the schwarber, way up high and inside. And the count is 2-1. I'm thinking red light here. Because some of these pitches are just absolutely off target. This is the time to capitalize. The 2-1, the schwarber. And a foul ball on a sinker right down the middle at 98 on the gun. Nationals are only 1 for 4 today with runners in scoring position. And the Phillies are 0 for 5. Can they break the ice? The 2-2 to schwarber. Check swing, foul ball. But they're actually going to say that it hit schwarber. I thought maybe you got a piece of it with the bat. And the umpire says that he got hit, and that's going to load the bases. Let's see. Did that get a piece of the bat? I thought it did. What do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think? I think it got a piece of the bat. I didn't think that he got hit at all. But they say that it's bases loaded with 1 out. And there's a mound visit here. Okay. We need to trade Nola to Spidey mods. And so Bohm is coming up to the plate with bases juiced and 1 out. The pitch to Alec Bohm, ground ball, hit over towards third base. The throw to second, there's 1, and the throw to first in time for a double play. And the inning is over. So Bohm grounds into a double play, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. And it's still 5-0 Washington. That was critical. Crazy. All right. It is now trivia time. It is time for me to ask you guys a trivia question, a Phillies trivia question. I'm going to ask you a Phillies trivia question. And if you do get it right, you will hear this. If you get it wrong, you will hear this. Okay. I want you to name me somebody that's in the top 5 in the all-time Phillies franchise batting average category. Name me a player in the top 5 for highest batting average in Phillies franchise history. Name me one of the top 5 players who has the highest batting average. Jimmy Rollins. Nope. Chuck Klein. He is in the top 5. That's 1. Howard. No. Jim Tomei. Nope. Keep guessing. So Chuck Klein's 1. He's 4th. Ed Delahanty, 2. And he's actually 2nd. Ashburn, 3. And he's 5th. So you got number 2, number 4, and number 5. Chase Utley? No. Billy Hamilton, number 1. Look at Larry go. Larry's on fire. Kirk? No. And you're missing one more. Pete Rose? Nope. One more guy. Matt Strom's going to pitch as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Mike Schmidt. Nope. These are the top 5 leaders in batting average in Phillies franchise history. Number 1 is Billy Hamilton. Number 2 is Ed Delahanty. Number 3 was Sam Thompson. Number 4 was Chuck Klein. And number 5 was Richie Ashburn. Kruk was 6th on the list. Hamilton batted .361. Delahanty batted .348. Thompson batted .333. Klein had a .326 average. And Ashburn batted .311. Larry, you got it. Larry has been a Phillies fan for a while, and he knows his Phillies stuff. So, no, he did not Google it. If not, good job. No, he didn't Google. The pitch, and there's a called strike. So now it's Jacob Young who's in the box. He's facing Matt Strom here. Good job, Larry. Good job. We'll give him a round of applause. Nothing in 1 is the count, and the pitch is down for a ball. I never Google. You never Google trivia. You never Google trivia. 1-1. Foul ball. Bottom of the 7th, 5-0 Nationals. The pitch on the way. Line drive it out over towards right center field, and there's another base hit. And thinking 2 and going over to the second base. The throw by Rojas. Oh, if Sosa would have caught that, he probably would have been out. And Young gets into second base. Sosa is down, though. There was a little collision between Young and Sosa. Oh, no. It got him right on the left hand, and he's getting I think he's grabbing onto his knee. He got banged up a little bit over at second base. Couldn't make the play there. But that is a tough collision. Rojas had a really good throw over to second, too. And then as soon as Sosa, after he tried to catch it, he tried to avoid that collision and went tumbling down. Oh, no. Like how many other times JJ has capped. You try being in this seat. I'm sure that you would cap too. Sosa is getting up. The trainer is out there. He's bending his knees. He says, "Give me my glove." I think it was over to Marsh. So Young is safe over at second. And Sosa's going to stay. He says, "I'm good." Wow. So Young is aboard over at second base. So Abrams is in the box in the pitch, and there's a called strike. So Sosa will stay out there. Training staff was looking at Edmundo Sosa, who was in a lot of pain at second base, colliding with Jacob Young. He was slid into around his left knee. 0-1, strike 2. Strom has a lifetime 1.90 ERA at Nationals Park. And he has struck out 15 batters in 13 2/3. 0-2, and that is swung on and hit out over towards right field. Casty will track it down, and he'll make the catch over towards the line. Young tags up from second, heads on over to third. The throw is cut off by Stott. And so, it's 1 out and a fly out over towards right field. Here comes James Wood to the plate. Lefty versus lefty in the pitch, and a foul ball. Strom was dealing with a shoulder injury. He pitched on Thursday in the 10th inning. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. Infield playing in. 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. After this, we will have a post-game show. I'll be taking Discord calls today. If you guys want to call on in to the hotline, you're more than welcome to do so. 1-1, foul ball from Wood. Phone number for play-by-play with JJ is this. I'll post it right down below. It's 610-314-0844. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strom gets a strikeout. There's out number 2. Okay. That is the phone number. If you guys want to leave a voicemail, you're more than welcome to do that. We'll be playing voicemails after the game is done. And if you want to come on to Discord, you can do that too. Mods, if you can do that for me, I would appreciate that. The pitch. And it's popped up, hit out over towards the third base side in the infield. Strom does his little skip off the mound as Bohm will make the catch. Bohm caught it first, and then Strom skipped on over towards the dugout. Just want to make sure that I said that correctly. All right. Got 121 people still tuning on in. Did we get to the 100 like mark yet? We're at 106. All right. 94 more to go till we get to 200. Let's go. Let's go. Our player's skipping. Matt Strom always does his little skip celebration after he goes to the dugout. I don't say it too often. I'll sometimes bring it up, but yeah. Broads. What does Broads say? I've watched Aaron Nola pitch for 10 years now. I know exactly who he is, and I'm comfortable having his arm in the rotation every 5 days. I'm with you. So, yeah, there's the phone number if you want to leave a voicemail message. Again, it's right over here. But do it after the game, because we don't know how this is going to end. But if you want to talk about Nola, you can. Or just give your reaction in the moment. It might not age well. It might age fine. We don't know. Jorge Lopez is going to pitch, and he'll be facing Harper, Castellanos, and Stott. Phillies have another opportunity here to try to get some runs on the board. Yankees have 8 runs on 8 hits. Phillies have no runs on 7 hits. Different game, but I just wanted to mention that. Pitch to Harper. Fly ball hit out over towards center field. And Young is there, and he'll make the catch. Hit it sharply off the end of the bat. Just Young was shifted in the right spot. One ball, no strikes. 1 out, top of the 8th. And the pitch to Casty. Fly ball hit out over towards center field again, and that's going to be caught for out number 2. Two quick outs. What's up, my guy? We appreciate the grind. What's up, RB? How are you? Just left a voicemail. I'm John from South Jersey. Nice to meet you, man. Thanks so much for doing that. Appreciate it. Play it during the post game. The pitch. And there's a called strike. We're taking voicemail calls today. And we'll also do some Discord calls. I will get this phone line stuff figured out. I just have to set it up. Pitch to Stott. Ground ball hit over towards second base. And the throw over to first is in time. And that only took 5 pitches just to get through the 8th inning. That's it. Bottom of the 8th coming up in just a few moments. So far, I'm wondering, what if Kyle didn't get hit? Yeah. I'm with you there. Chat, help me out with something. Some people want Aaron Nola gone. Would you trade Aaron Nola? Is my question to you. Would you trade Aaron Nola? And RB, drop your link down below, my friend. Go subscribe to Philly Take with RB. He's doing the Sixers tonight. We're doing Sunday Night Baseball because that's what y'all asked for. If the Phillies put Aaron Nola on the trading block, who would you trade him for? No, Nola stays. Keep Nola. Only for a better, younger starting pitcher. I'm not putting Nola off the table. but there's not a lot of guys I would trade for him. It's like, you know, you wouldn't put Anthony Davis off the trading block for a lot of players except for maybe a few. And that's what the Lakers did. They got Luka. That was just one of those players where you have to move him for that. But who would you move Aaron Nola for? Cheryl says no. Tanner Banks is going to pitch. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Lefty versus righty. Ruiz is up. And the pitch. And there's a called strike. We need 12 more subs for us to get to 5,100. Baby, let's go. Oh, one pitch from Banks. It's downstairs. Who's going to rock with us tonight? The hotline, yes. Larry says Sale. Okay. That makes sense. 1-1. Ground ball hit over towards shortstop. Sosa throws it on over to first. And it's in time for out number 1. Just the top tier players. Chisholm just hit another 3-run homer. He has 2 homers today, Jazz. 2 homers for Jazz. They must have tied the record now. 15 homers in their first 3 games. Cole, I'm not trading him for Garrett Cole because he's out for the season, so. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Cheryl says me, I trade him for me. What's up, Cheryl? Nathaniel Lowe is in the box. We need 12 more subscribers for us to get to 5,100. And the 0-2, and that is hammered down the left field line. Thank goodness it is a foul ball. What's this whole thing about the Yankees' new bats? I really haven't looked into it. Yankees have now tied the major league record with 15 homers in the first 3 games of the season. Pitch, and that's taken down for a ball. And the 1-2 delivery. That's down for ball 2. Yeah, what's the whole thing about the bats? Do they just look different? Are they different bats? I haven't looked into it. Are they not wood? 2 balls, 2 strikes to Low. And the pitch, and there's a foul ball. They just get thinner at the end and are probably corked. Completely different shape, changing the density of the bat. So it's not round. You said that they're thinner at the end. 2-2, and there's a fly ball that goes over the head of Castellanos, and he plays it on a bounce. He'll throw it on over to second base, and the throw is not in time. Great try, though, by Casti. He actually barehand caught it after it bounced off the wall. It took a bounce off the track, and then it hit the wall, and then Casti caught it barehanded and then threw it over to second base. That was a nice try by Nick. And Sosa almost swiped him over at second. I think he just got his foot in there. Phillies do not challenge it. Pitch to Bell, and there's a foul ball. Banks didn't really talk about how he did last year, but he came over from the White Sox in the trade at the deadline. 0-1. With 1 out And the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. One delivery, line drive caught at second base, and Lowe was off the bag, and there's an unassisted double play to end the 8th inning as Stott made the catch. And, well, we go to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Phillies. Sosa, Marsh, and Rojas all due up to bat. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, folks. And again, call on into the play-by-play with JJ hotline. The phone number is 610-314-0844. If you want to leave a voicemail message, you can do that. We're only going to be playing voicemail messages today. And then we will also be on Discord as well during the post-game show. I'm going to make the event right now as we speak. So bear with me for 1 second. We're just getting that started. Mods, comment the Discord link down below. Okay. Stage channel. Next. Play-by-play. Post-game show. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Post-game show. And we'll set the start time for 4:50. We'll do 4:30. Phillies post-game. Create the event. Here is the Discord server. Here's the event page right here. Thanks. Thanks, mods. I just made the event. We're on tonight for Sunday Night Baseball, too. Make sure that you guys tune into that. So we're in the top of the 9th. Sosa will lead things off, and the first pitch he sees is down and in for ball 1. Brad Lord is going to pitch. At a 2.43 ERA last year. 135 strikeouts and 129 innings. 1-0 pitch. Foul ball. The 1-1 pitch to Sosa. Line drive down the first base line. That's a fair ball. And Sosa is going to round first, and he will go on over to second to throw. He dives in there safely, head first. And he's on with a double. All right, Sosa. What a hustle play that was. Let's see a replay of where this was. He pumped the brakes first, and then what ended up happening? I don't know. Oh, he fumbled. Cruz fumbled a little bit as he was trying to make the throw. After he picked it on up, it just popped out of the glove. So I think that they'll just rule it as a double for now. They didn't show that at first. But I was thinking, well, why did Sosa stop a little bit, and then he decided to go? And that's why. Here comes Brandon Marsh to the plate. The first pitch way up high for a ball. Let's see those rally towels, baby. Not much to talk about. So far, Kevin. So far. 1 ball, no strikes to Marsh. The pitch. And it's outside for ball 2. Lowe, DeYoung, and Ruiz today have had 7 of the 9 hits for the Nationals. Time called. I meant to say Lowe, Bell, and DeYoung. That's what I meant to say. They've driven in all 5 runs. 2-0 pitch to Marsh. Line drive, foul ball. So far, it ain't over yet. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. But I get your point. For them, even still, this far in the game, I agree. They had their chances. Lord kicks, fires. The pitch is down for ball 3. Come on, man. Clemens is in the on-deck circle. Marsh in the box now. 3-2 pitch outside for ball 4. Marsh works on his way with a walk. And so there's runners on over at first and second base for Philadelphia. And nobody out here in the 9th inning. 12 more subs, so we get to 5,100 and time called on the mound. Let's go, baby. By the way, did they rule that as a double from Sosa? Or was that a single and an error? It was a single and an error. Okay. A single and an F9. Jacob Young is just not at a... Or sorry, not Jacob Young. Dylan Cruz is just not at a good start to the season at all. All right, here's Cody Clemens in the batter's box. The pitch, inside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. Clemens last year at batted .219 with 5 homers. But it was a good piece off the bench. 1-0 pitch to Cody, way inside and low, and the count is now 2-0. And somebody warming up in the bullpen, it's Kyle Finnegan, in case this gets dicey. 2 balls, no strikes. Clemens in the box. Lord comes set at the letters, kicks, fires the pitch, swing and a miss. Got a fastball right down the middle. And he got the green light all the way. He has family in attendance. Lord. The 2-1 pitch to Cody. It's outside, and the count is now 3-1. Lord comes set at the logo, and the 3-1 pitch, foul ball by Clemens, and it's a full count. He'll step out of the box and readjust his batting gloves. Marchand waits on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch to Clemens. Another foul ball. That goes out of play. All supers go to the top. Marsh at first, Sosa at second, nobody out. Top of the 9th, 3-2 pitch. Inside for ball 4, and the Phillies have bases loaded, and the tying run is on deck. And so it's getting interesting as Rafael Marchand is coming up to the plate with bases loaded. And Dave Martinez will make a move. Let's go, baby. The tying run is on deck, so it is a save situation. Tying run's not at the plate yet. I said it's on deck. Denbrew, thanks so much for the 6 months, my friend. $2.99 a month for memberships. And also, we'll save it for tomorrow, actually. We'll save it for tomorrow. After we are done, okay, if you guys want to call on in, I'm going to be playing voicemail messages. 610-314-0844 is the phone number. 610-314-0844 is the phone number to our hotline. So if you want to leave a voicemail message, you're more than welcome to do that. 12 more subs so we get to 5,100. Let's go. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Go on for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles games. We're also doing Sunday Night Baseball this year. Copy event link. Here it is. This is the link. Rafael Marchand will step up to the plate. Clemens at first, Marsh at second, Sosa over at third, and Kyle Finnegan coming in for a save opportunity. Last year he had a 3.68 ERA. He did blow 5 saves. A couple of them were against the Phillies, but he had 38 saves in 43 opportunities last year in 65 games. Marchand is up to bat. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Top of the 9th. Phillies down 5-0. First pitch to Marchand. Ground ball hit over towards second base. The throw over to second. There's one, and that's all that they're going to get. The Phillies do get a run home, and they're not going to be shut out today. It's 5-1 Washington. And Schwarber's coming on up to the plate. Give Marchand credit for hustling out of the box, because he did. Five to 1 with runners at the corners. And Schwarber is up. He's gotten on base twice today. He'll rest the bat on his shoulder. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the first pitch to Kyle. Strike one, a fastball right down Broad Street. Came at 98 miles per hour. And he laid off of it. Oh, 1 to Kyle. Strike 2. It's on the outside edge at 96 miles per hour. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 to Schwarber, swing and a miss. Got a splitter that was foul tipped into the glove for strike 3, and the Phillies are down to their final out. And it's all up to Alec Bohm. Bohm in the box. Runners still at the corners. The pitch. Line drive caught at second base, and that is the ball game. So the Phillies do take 2 out of 3 against the Washington Nationals, but they lose the opening series finale, and the final score is 5-1. Bohm got it just off the end of the bat, but the Phillies had their opportunities today, and they will head back to Philadelphia tomorrow and play tomorrow. They will head back to Philadelphia today, but they will play tomorrow at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will wrap up things in just a little bit. If you guys are not going to stay for the post-game show, please hit that like button on your way out. I am doing a post-game show. I am going to be taking phone calls. Leave your voicemail messages over on here. Make sure that you guys do that. 610. Where is the phone number here? Okay. Yeah, I can't get distracted. I'm getting distracted by everybody's text messages. I can't deal with that stuff right now. 610-314-0844 is the phone number. And so we will be back in just a little bit. Denbrew, thanks so much for the 6 months. Appreciate you for that, for sure. And yeah. All right. It's time to go on for the post-game show. I'm going to take a step off, and we'll be right back in just a few moments.
Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I missed putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on, barreled out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Well, the Phillies lose by a final score of 5-1 today. It was not a pretty day at the office for the Phillies bats, and we'll talk about it in just a little bit. Before I do talk about how things went today, I want to make sure that I remind you all to hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button as well, and turn on those notification bell icons. We go on for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game. We're also going to be doing some Sunday Night Baseball tonight. If you guys want to join the Discord server, I have a live event going on right now. I will get to your thoughts on this, or you can also call on into the JJ hotline. Phone number is 610-314-0844 if you want to leave a voicemail on there. Okay, and I do have a couple of voicemails that I will play, but I gotta talk. Okay, I gotta do my thing here because there are things that I want to take away today. First and foremost, Aaron Nola's long balls were a problem today. Was Aaron Nola that egregious, though, early on? No. Nola was rolling, and then all of a sudden the trouble came in the fourth inning with 2 outs. And that's where he left pitches out over the middle of the plate. And I think that he actually ended up walking, in my notes, he ended up hitting Ruiz, first and foremost. That hit his big toe on his back toe, or on his back foot, that is. And then Lowe got on with a single, and then he gave up the 3-run homer to Josh Bell. And that was a mistake there. I thought that he was a little bit flat in that fourth inning. I didn't like the way that he was throwing his pitches after he struck out Garcia Jr. It seemed like this was sort of 2022 Nola, or 2023 Nola, I should say, where he was fine when nobody was on base, and then when he had to deliver from the stretch, pressure was just coming to him, and he just folded under pressure. Okay, I'm not hitting the panic button out of this, but he had a couple of mistakes today, and hopefully he can clean it up the next time, and hopefully he has a better outing. The sixth inning homer that he gave up to Nathaniel Lowe, that pitch, I did not like. I didn't like that pitch. But he had 2 big mistakes, and look, he got the loss today. I'm not so worried about Aaron Nola, though. He did give up 6 hits. He struck out 8 batters, but you can't leave pitches out over the middle of the plate, and you can't leave one. The one that he gave up to Nathaniel Lowe was actually right at the knees, over towards the center of the plate, and that's where he likes those pitches. He gave him one in his wheelhouse, and he's going to bang it on out of here. So that was a problem today. It wasn't my biggest concern, though. That was sort of lower on my concern list. My concern today was that this offense had a lot of opportunities to come through against Mitchell Parker, and they didn't. Now, last year the Phillies had issues with cashing in guys with runners in scoring position, and it felt like we were sort of watching that today. They had, in the first 4 innings of this game, they had runners on over at first and second base, and they could not knock in anybody. Okay, first inning, Schwarber gets on with a leadoff single off the very first pitch. And then with 2 outs, Castellanos singles. And then Stott strikes out to end the inning. Next inning, Marsh with 1 out, gets on with a walk. Rojas then gets a single, and then Marchand grounds into a double play. That ended that inning. Harper with 2 outs, nobody on, gets on with a single. Casty walks, and then Stott grounds out again to end the 3rd inning. And it just felt like that we had our chances and we just could not capitalize. The main inning that I thought sort of defined what was going to happen was the 7th inning. You got bases loaded with 1 out, and Alec Bohm grounds into that inning-ending double play. That was critical. He had to come through in that spot there. He did. He had to come through, and he did not do so. I think he swung at the first pitch, and it was right down the middle. I didn't fully remember what happened, but Bohm today went 0 for 5. And grounding into that double play was not a good look for him. You can't ground into a double play there. You just can't. You can't do that. This team with runners in scoring position really did struggle today. The stats, well, they tell you everything that you really need to know. Sometimes they don't, but hitting-wise, they did. If you didn't watch the game today, you could look at the box score, and literally that does explain everything that did happen in this game. And it was right. We were 0 for 9 today with runners in scoring position. They were 0 for 8. And the difference was for them was that they had 2 long balls, and Lowe, DeYoung, and Bell did their damage for them, as well as Ruiz. That's what hurts you. 4, 5, 6, and the 7 hitters are what killed you today for the Phillies. Am I worried about this after a loss like this? No. We knew that there was going to be a loss that was going to come. But what I don't like is that in the first 3 games of this series, we didn't really do a good job overall getting to their starting pitchers. We gave them opportunities. We left a lot of meat on the bones, especially today. That's unacceptable. When you're playing a team like the Dodgers, when you're playing a team like the Braves, they will find ways to capitalize. But don't need to overreact. It's the first series of the season. I'm not overreacting here. But they didn't come through. And Alec Bohm is who I was disappointed with today. He had a big 2-run double, though, in the 10th inning of the first game. I'm not sounding the alarms on anybody, but Bohm did not have a good day today. That's my bottom line. Stott did not have a good day today. I don't know what the heck was going on with Bryson Stott. Again, he ended the innings. It was the first and then the 3rd inning where the Phillies had an opportunity, and he sort of looked like last year's version of Bryson Stott. Hacking at pitches, not building up counts, not fouling off pitches with 2 strikes. He did foul 1 pitch off today with 2 strikes, but that was it. And I didn't like the at-bats. I thought that the at-bats today, when we had to come up with a play, were not good enough. It was not good enough at all. And we struggled. Marsh had a good day. I am actually happy. I'll take a moral victory out of this. Castellanos and Brandon Marsh are actually walking more. Marsh had 2 walks today. Casti had a walk today. Marsh had 2 walks yesterday. Casti had 2 walks yesterday. So, again, some things are moving in the right direction for some of these players individually, which is nice. Sosa went 2 for 4. He hustled. He had 1 play where he was able to beat out, I think it was an infield single. It was an infield single, and then he singled in the 9th inning. And then he avoided almost a really bad collision over at second base. I wish he would have caught that because Rojas made an excellent throw over to second base to try to get Young out from extending a single into a double. And then that little collision where the knees banged between Young's and Sosa's, that was not good. But luckily enough, he stayed in the game. I'm sure that Rob is going to get asked that question about how he's going to be tomorrow, what's going to happen for tomorrow's lineup, and all that type of stuff. But, yeah. Marchand played today, 1 for 4. He did have the RBI, fielder's choice. Again, bases loaded in that 9th inning after you work up a single, a walk, and then a walk. And, look, we know Kyle Finnegan's going to pitch. But can't be swinging at the first pitch there. Nonetheless, he didn't put up a lot of pitches in that at-bat. And that sucked. I thought that we were sort of going back to our old ways, hitting-wise, today. Rojas had a pitch where he swung at the first pitch after Marsh got on with a single in the 7th inning. It was his pitch, but Rojas was off. He was off a little bit. So, I mean, look, it was a loss today. We didn't really have a good day offensively speaking. I'm not, so worried about it. I'm not here to, sound the alarms or whatever. But not a good day. And let's see how they respond tomorrow. One more thing about the pitching, and I didn't talk about this. We didn't really get into the whole bullpen side of things. Jose Ruiz did have a bounce back day today and pitched better. Okay, gave up a run in his last outing, but he looked better today. He was attacking that zone. 9 strikes on 11 pitches. Now, one of the guys he struck out was Dylan Cruz, who was struck out in his last 8 at-bats. I think that's almost impossible to do. But even still, he was better out there. Strom did look good. I liked what Strom was able to provide us today. Again, he's coming off of a shoulder injury, and I thought that he did fine. 10 strikes, 12 pitches. And Tanner Banks did okay too. I want to see how he does in 6th or 7th inning situations, but we needed guys to keep the fort down, keep us involved, and I thought that the bullpen was fine. Thought the bullpen did good today. But yeah, Mitchell Parker, 1-0 on the season, went 6 1/3, allowed 7 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. But yeah, we went back to our old ways. That was the main thing I took away today. I did. I don't really have too much else to say besides that. I thought with the way Kyle Schwarber led things off by getting a single on the first pitch, I thought that we were going to be able to start things off with a bang. And I wanted them to capitalize and get a sweep here. But the bottom line is that they won the series. They won the series. But today they laid an egg. Now it's about how do you respond when you go back home and you have Christopher Sanchez out there on the bump with a roaring crowd right behind you at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time for your home opener. I care about that. I do. All right, I'm going to go to the phones, and then I will read some of your comments. But let me know what you guys think about this game. Do you guys think that I'm not reacting the way that I should be? Do you guys think I'm being a little bit too naive with the Phillies from today? Or is there actually more to this? Is there actually more to this rather than just not sounding the alarms? Do you guys think that I should be doing that? Come on here and come talk to me. Let me know what you guys think in chat too. Again, Discord link, posted it right before. Mods, if you could post it again, I would appreciate that. Let's invite Darth to come on over here. Let's see what he has to say. And again, you can call into the show as well. Phone number is also listed in the chat too. So, we'll see. See what happens. Darth, what's going on, my friend? Can you hear me?
Oh, how are you doing, gorgeous?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
I'm living the dream, and so are you, apparently.
Yes, sir.
Because we're watching baseball once again, right? This is where we get excited. We're in this for a very long time. 182. It's 162 is a real number, right?
Yes. Wait. Actually, hold up 1 second. Chat. I want to know: is there an echo in the chat? Is there an echo going on? I'm just curious. Just curious. Let me know down below. I'm still going to continue this conversation, but I just wanted to know if there's an echo because I see that my mic is moving up, and then the Discord one's moving up, but my mic is moving up too when I'm not talking, which I think is interesting. It's weird, but no, keep going.
so let's go over it. Nola is going to statistically be fine, right? And
Yep.
he's not your issue. He is going to be consistent and solid over 162. He is going to give you these home runs where you go F Nola. I hate the guy, but you don't, because he is statistically one of the most solid performers in the MLB, right? So let's just get that's not your issue, right? Bohm had a dead bat today, but that's not your issue. He's still doing baseball things, right? Harper,
Yes.
still doing baseball things. Didn't look like a gem today. Casty,
Casty did good
still
today.
doing baseball things today.
Yep. I didn't mention this, but Casty actually had a really nice play out in right field where the ball, I forget who was up to bat, but the ball bounced on the track and then it hit the top of the wall and he barehand caught it and then threw it in stride over the second base. That was a really good play by Casty.
He's a good right fielder. I think people need to stop getting surprised by that. First and foremost, he is a
That's true.
good right fielder. We have seen him do great right field things. But look, I'm going to say Parker was mildly put. He was respectfully disgusting today. Like, he was mild mannered, and he was just eating up our guys. So I'm not taking it away. When there's going to be
Yes.
good pitching, bad
Sure.
batting, and a bad Nola, you get your stars aligning, and you get 5-1.
Yeah.
This is what happens, right? You can point to a few things, and I am going to point to one specific thing in particular, and that's, what are we going to do about getting a new second baseman?
Yeah.
It's not a bold statement. He has not done what he has needed to do over a course of development. He has regressed to the point where he is inconsistent at the plate. People were very hopeful during spring training. We got his groove back. He's going 9-10 pitches deep, and that just did not happen.
It didn't happen today. It happened yesterday, but not today.
Batting 182, and he had one good game or one good at bat with vision, right? And at the same time, that was just us taking advantage of a bad bullpen. That's what that was. That was going to happen regardless to that Nationals bullpen. They've got, man, if you look at their starting rotation, you think, man, okay, they actually have a really decent team. And then 6th, 7th inning, they can't go all 9. This is not old-timey baseball.
No. This isn't baseball back in the 1980s. It's a different game now. You're absolutely right. The whole Bryson Stott thing is interesting to me that you bring it up, because he kind of has been an elephant in the room. I agree with that, because he did regress last year. And maybe this is wrong on my end, I'm more so intrigued by what he can do this year. I know that he had a good day yesterday. He did. He had a nice day yesterday. Today, he went back to his old ways. I'm willing to ride it out for a little bit of time, but I'm hoping that it gets better. I'm praying that it was just the injury that he dealt with last year offensively at the plate, but I don't really. It's weird because I don't have any statistical evidence to back up my hope, if that makes any sense, because his recent track record has not been so good. It hasn't. But I'm not willing to sound the alarms yet with it.
Well, where do you go, right? So is this a Kevin Long issue? Is this
I think it is.
Right? Because if it's not a Kevin Long, it then becomes a Rob Thompson issue where he doesn't put him he is moved out of the lineup. Sosa's at second.
Right.
And he is a very good everyday second baseman until you decide to find either you allow Sosa to stay there for the remainder of the season, which I don't think anyone would be opposed to. I think he could be an everyday second baseman. I do. But you now need to find a new util guy who can do what Sosa does, which is amazing work.
Yep. The whole thing is intriguing to me. And I'm going to continue to monitor the whole thing with Bryson Stott. But I do agree that Edmundo Sosa has that chip on his shoulder. And we saw last year with Trey Turner being on the IL and being put on the shelf, that guy did produce. And I want to see him more in the lineup every day. But the question then becomes, would you rather have him play over Trey Turner or Bryson Stott? And I know who you side with. I know who you side with. Like, you are Trey Turner, any day. Because when Trey Turner is hot, he's hot. He just is. He can
you just gotta let him
you.
get there, right?
Yes.
You gotta let him get hot. Yeah.
Right. You gotta. You can't, like. It's not the Trey Turner back in 2023 where he was just so. I think that everybody gets in the back of their mind. The same thing with Nick Castellanos. That Casti had such an egregious first half when he got here. He did. He had a terrible first season, and then all of a sudden, like the next year, he was carrying the team in the first half. He was. And Trey Turner, you got the Nick Castellanos syndrome, and it was bad to watch. But I feel like that when Trey gets hot, it's like Reese Hoskins,
With better stats.
With better stats, sure.
I mean, he's like he's when he well,
yeah.
I think Trey getting hurt last year, that it's huge. He was just tremendously on fire.
Yes.
The same thing. Your outfielder goes and gets a kidney infection. Like, what? Like, there's bad luck. It happens during the season. That's why you have guys like Edmundo Sosa there.
Yes.
Right. It's. That's the 162 journey, right? Who's your if you're going to talk about that, right? You got the Braves, who went on an utter collapse due to injury last year.
Yes.
So they're not doing hot. No one's look. The Phillies 2-1 aren't the 0-3 Braves, but they're sure not as hell as the 5-0 Dodgers.
Right.
Who else is undefeated? I'm sure someone else is undefeated right now in opening
the
weekend.
Yankees.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So
the Yankees. Yeah.
So, like, I think we're going to need to do the math on this and not be frustrated.
Yes.
If you break down the game by parts and look at like I said, this was a cacophony. Ooh, good word.
That was a good word. I like
good
that.
Good word.
I like that from you.
Cacophony of issues. And that one was Nola doing Nola things that, blow him up. And your lack of smart batting.
Yep.
That was your second big one. And your third one you don't have a variable on is your disgusting pitching by Parker.
That's right. Yeah.
So if you could control two of those three variables, you walk away with a win.
With a win.
You don't.
Right. Yep. I'm with you there. Again, like I know that there's people that are going to be overreacting on Twitter about this whole game. I'm not here to do that. I just think that we had
them either.
I just think right. I just think that today we left meat on the bones. Sure, Parker was efficient at times, and I do give him credit because some of those pitches that he did throw were perfectly placed. And when he had jams, he did execute. But also, I don't want to let the Phillies hitters off the hook either, because some of those times, like Bohm swinging at the first pitch with bases loaded in the seventh inning, like you gotta. If it's your pitch, then I understand. But in that situation, you're down by 5 runs, and you got to understand like what the situation is.
Right. Don't be the hero. Your one swing doesn't tie the game.
Correct.
And right. And his dead bat was definitely due to him doing too much.
Yes. Absolutely.
Listen, JJ, I love you. We all love you. You got to keep doing what you're doing. And you got to rock on. Thanks for having me on, and can't wait for another 159 with you, man.
Let's go, man. I love having you on too, man. Always come on. Anytime. Thanks, man. You know where to be. What a great guy. Love Evan Darpu on. Shout out to Darpu. Shout out to the Hall of Fame podcast as well. Shout out to all those guys over there. They do an incredible job. The Bell Podcast Network, they're great. The Broken Bell Podcast, they're awesome. I do have a voicemail that I do want to play. I forgot that I have to put Google Voice on here. And, of course, we do have some quotes that we will talk about from Rob Thompson and from, I think that they're speaking to Kyle Schwarber right now in the locker room, too. But we'll talk about all of that. But, again, I'm not here to, wave the sirens or do any of that. I just think that we didn't have a good day today. But hopefully it doesn't continue. There are things that do annoy me. There are things that still bug me. Again, Alec Bohm bugged me today. There were some at-bats I wish that we could have had better production. Rafael Marchand grounding into that double play. That was not cool in that second inning. The RBI fielder's choice, again, you're swinging at the first pitch, and Finnegan is out there to pitch in the ninth inning, and its bases loaded. So I wish that we would have had better plate discipline there. But I'm not so egregiously worried about this ball club. I'm just not. All right, let's go to Google Voice, and let's see what some of y'all had to say. And again, if you want to call on in, I will play your voicemail messages. Again, the phone number is listed right down below. It is 610. Hold up one sec. I have to memorize this. I do have to memorize this. It's going to come to me. 1 second. 610-314-0844 is the phone number. Where is it? Didn't we have a voicemail message for today? I could have sworn that we did. We did. We had a voicemail message. This one was from Haddonfield, New Jersey. Let's see. It's not showing up on Google Voice. That's weird. It shows up on my actual thing. I don't know if we're going to stick to this, but again, for now, it's not bad. All right, 1 sec. Here it is.
Hey, man. My name's John. I'm from Stratford over here in South Jersey, not far from where you went to school. And I just wanted to say my biggest pet peeve out of everything tonight is getting the bases loaded, 1 out. The pitcher is clearly shaken, and Bohm goes up there and grounds out on the first pitch. Like, you need to be up there and taking until he throws you a strike, unless it's the one pitch you're looking for.
Yes.
You find your pitch or you wait. Grounding out like that after the pitcher's clearly been rattled is always one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, please, 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 please take a strike.
I'm with you.
So yeah, that's how I feel. And thanks for what you do. I'm sure there's plenty of us cable cord cutters out there that don't have a lot of live baseball games. We appreciate it, so thank you. Have a great day.
Great phone call there. Great phone call, man. Shout out to my guy. I think his name was John. Oh, I feel so bad. But no, shout out to my guy for calling on in. I said it before. I'm not a big fan of it. Again, swinging at the first pitch there. You can't, in that situation, you can't do that. You can't be the hero, as what Darth Pooh just said. You can't play hero ball in that sort of spot. Okay, it's later on, right? And you got bases loaded with 1 out. You just saw a couple of other people take some pitches. Schwarber struck out, but guess what? You gotta do whatever you. Oh wait, no. Schwarber did get on with a walk there, I think. But regardless, he got on, and in that spot, you can't ground into the double play there. You can't swing at the first pitch and try to play hero ball. That does bug me. That is something that I do hope that we try to fix during the season, and I don't know if we can. I do think that that's a problem. And that's a Kevin Long issue. It's not just an Alec Bohm thing, right? Stott's doing it too. Some of these guys just get really tense when they're up to bat in these types of spots. And they got to play loose. And I feel like when they tense up, they lose. And when they loosen up, they play fine. They do. Whatever results in winning. And that's the issue that I had today. But let me know what your thoughts are on the Phillies today. Again, we took the series. We did. We took the series. And yeah, that's all I got for you. That's all I got. Anybody else have anything that they want to say? All right. Love you all. I think that's it, right? I think that's it. You're the best, JJ. Broken Bell Network, shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. All right. Love you all. Catch you all tonight. We got ourselves another Sunday night baseball game. It's actually our first Sunday night baseball game, and I will see you all then. All right? Peace out. Lila Tov. Good night.